I don't like store-bought sweet tea.
This is the only one that is any good.
Milo's. I agree. That's the best one. It's the most drinkable one, but still, I can't bring myself to buy it. I need to start learning to make sweet tea. Welcome to Unnamed Music Show. If you couldn't tell by my Crocs, we're reviewing Luke Combs' new album, Gettin Old. And if you want to see our top 10 artist video, I will put that in the link in the description below. But ever since this album came out, me and JJ have both agreed that our top 10 artists have changed. Now, if you don't know where Luke Combs is in our list, you don't know whether or not this album's good or not. So keep listening to the show to find out.
Growing Up and Getting Old. First song, on my notes, I put good song, but expected to like it a little more based on the title. It wasn't quite as relatable, which is a very high quality in songs for me.
Great song to start an album with. I liked it. There's two on here that I'll skip every time just because they're not for me. This is not one of those songs. Yeah. I will listen to this song because I enjoy listening to it, but not a top 5 on the album.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that point at all. I think it is not one of my favorites, but a song that is added to my library and in the normal rotation. Number 2, Hannah Ford Road. We have very different opinions on this one. I said a bop. Not normally my style. Bop in all caps, by the way. Not normally my style, but it was one of the first ones I added to my library, put it that way.
Yeah, me, once again, it's not his style. It wasn't my style. Not that it's a bad song. I don't think there's a bad song on the album. Just a song that I skip because I don't enjoy listening to it as much.
Back 40 Back is the third song on this album. I don't really get the lyrics, probably because I'm dumb, but that's why, whenever Mr. Riles, I love you, Mr. Riles, in English class would say, what does this poem mean or stand for, or whatever, I never got it. I'm not great with imagery and stuff, so it's probably knowing Luke Combs, some great, hidden meaning in this song that I'm just dumb and don't get. But the beat, it's a good song.
This is my least favorite on the album. This is the second one that I skip every time.
So the two skips are back to back?
Two skips are back to back, yeah.
You found yours. So I put another above average song, which I would say, in my opinion, all of these songs, except for maybe Back 40 Back, are above average. But can't really relate to it because I'm single and lonely. So,
see, to me, I don't even pick up as much of a love vibe. There is definitely a love vibe in the song.
Yeah.
It's just I also pick up the he talks about getting his driving for the first time.
Yeah.
And a bunch of things that represent freedom in life and finding what you love. And I
for those reasons, the kind of 3 songs that I have categorized as love songs, this is probably my favorite. The Beard, the Band, and the Barstool. First thing I put is one of my favorites. And as we mentioned tons in our last recording that you won't see because neither will we, this is a great story, but I love the guitar in this song, and that's odd. I wouldn't say odd for me, but not what I'd normally find in songs. I'm more of a lyrics, story kind of guy. And he is more on the music side. He likes the actual music in a song. So yeah, but I really liked the music in the song. I did put that stood out in the song for me.
Yeah,
along with the lyrics.
Just a masterful song. Honestly, it's great lyrics, great music, great song.
I can easily picture myself in the song, which, as I said earlier, is something that makes it skyrocket in value, in my opinion. Still, I said kind of like You Found Yours, except it's even more of a love vibe, so can't really relate at all for me.
There's so many love songs that are slow and sappy. Yeah. Is sappy the right word?
Yeah.
Slow and sappy. This is not one of those. It's a fast, upbeat love song that's fun, and I like that. And it's a really good song, well written. I love how he uses still in 2 different meanings. And yeah, I like the song. Good song.
Yeah. See Me Now. Great song. Great song that I think both of us kind of, some of the reactions taken out because we've already recorded this once. But, I really pictured my grandfather, when I listened to this song, and
I do the same. Just not your grandfather. My grandfather.
Well,
we're not related.
No, we aren't. But yeah, I really picture my grandfather. I've already kind of decided, my wife, wherever you are out there, as we've already mentioned, I'm single and lonely. So wherever you are, the one name that I will fight on a kid is I want to have if we have a son, I want to name him James after my grandfather. Well, that's where the James in my name came from, and I want to continue that into my son. So that is, I love this song for that reason. Yeah. Relatability, way high up there.
Relatability for sure. Without getting like too personal, my grandfather's like my favorite person on this planet, and so this song definitely hits. It's one of those where I had the frog in my throat. It didn't quite make me cry. There's only one song that made me cry, but love this song. It was awesome.
Let's talk about Joe. Well, the song's not called Let's Talk About Joe. The song's just called Joe. We're about to talk about Joe.
You want to talk about Joe?
Because in this song, it's basically, nobody really talks about Joe. So, I love this song. Love the story in this song. Love the kind of way this song relates to a different crowd than what most country music songs relate to. Most country music is about drinking and partying and having a good time, being this great, eccentric,
which is one of the reasons I
partying,
don't like
drinking, whatever.
New country music sucks to me because of that reason. One of those reasons. It's not the only reason.
But this one kind of relates to the other crowd of, people that don't drink, party, that just get up, go to work every day, go to school, do what they got to do, come home, and
spend time with friends.
I love this song. Definitely one of my favorites. Very relatable for me.
Except he didn't do County Time.
Yeah, didn't do County Time. But aside from that,
the way you described it was very, very good.
Thank you.
Great song, great lyrics. This is one where the music kind of takes a back seat, but with the lyrics as good as they are, you don't really need it. And it's just a really good song.
Yeah. Number 9, A Song Was Born. I said it's probably not like a top 5 song for me, but it is a really good song that I like. And it gives a really good kind of unique approach and kind of view into songwriting that is kind of cool to see out of a song. Kind of talk about songwriting, so I think that is cool.
Really interesting. You pour your heart over 3 chords, and I really like this song. It's just it's a simple song. I'd say above average song, but I really like how it plays into the next song, which is
My Song Will Never Die. I'll let you talk about it first.
I love this song. I think I like it more so than A Song Was Born. I love it when albums like play into each other in that simple way, where the songs just go straight into each other and they follow each other. And that's what these 2 songs on this album do. It's really cool, and I like the song.
I don't have really much to add about this. I think it's an above average. I'd say a good song.
It's a good song,
but I don't have it in a top 5. If I had to choose one of the 2, I don't know which one I'd choose. I'm not gonna go there, but I think it's a good song. Just go on to the next one, which I know you love. Where the Wild Things Are. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let him go off on his. I said it's a great story song, lyrical masterpiece. Now,
thank you, Luke Holmes. Thank you, Luke Holmes.
Sorry, I'll let you go for as long as you want.
Lyrical masterpiece is well said, John James. This is the song I cried on, because I love like storytelling songs if it's done right.
Yeah.
This is one of the ones that was done right, to the point to where I got so related to the character that I cried. The character didn't even have a name. Like, I cried.
Big Brother,
yeah, it's relatable to me in the sense that I've always, had the desire to get out of the Southeast. If you don't know, we're from Mississippi, so.
And I'll be here for as long as.
I'm sure I'll be here forever too, sadly, which
I'm happy about that. But
I'm glad you're happy with it. I'm happy with it too. Like, I'm content here. It's just I don't know. But regardless, besides the point, I've always had like the desire to like leave and see other places and like try to live somewhere else, see what it's like, and I got really related to the character, even though I've never ridden a motorcycle. But the ending just caught me so off guard because it's a very like fast and seems like
kind of comes out of nowhere.
It seems like almost a happy song. Like he goes and he visits his brother in California, and then poof, broke my heart. Like what the crap, Luke? But still a great song. This is my favorite on the album. So good.
It's probably in my top 5. It's like I said, I would classify it as lyrical masterpiece.
Yeah.
Love You Anyway. I said another love song, so I have trouble getting into it, but it's not a bad song.
I like this song. I don't know if I like it more than Still in terms of the love songs on the album, but
I'd probably put Still above this.
I like this one is more lyrical to me than Still, but I think Still is a better song. If that makes sense. I don't know. It's close.
Next song on the album, Take You With Me. Now, I loved this song. I kind of pictured this more as a father-son relationship, which is what really hit with me, because anybody that knows me knows, these guys in Next Topic Media, and then I have some other friends that aren't in Next Topic Media, but my dad is number one easily out of all of those. Like, I'm a very internalized person. Like, I don't just go around talking about my day. The one person I do call every day and just kind of ramble to is my dad. So I was able to relate to the song so much, and it's definitely one of my favorites. Not necessarily because it's a great song, even though I think it is, but I just relate to it so much that in my mind it's a great song.
I relate to it once again in the sense of my grandfather, just because we did a lot of things together growing up, and so definitely hit with me again. Great song. Yeah, that's about all I can say.
Yeah,
it's a really good song.
Now we're gonna move to probably my favorite on the album, Fast Car. And I got a plan to get us out of here and work in a convenience store. Alright. It is a cover song, but I think it is a cover song that he does a better job to it, not knocking the original, but I do like this version more. I used to listen to the original before this came, so I'm not, but this is my favorite on the album. From the story, to just the beat, Luke's voice in the song. I love this song.
It's like he did the cover of Dive by Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I like it more than Ed Sheeran's
It's
version,
close in my opinion.
But it's close. This is another one that's close to me. The only reason I put this one above, is it Tracy Chapman?
Yeah.
Tracy Chapman is because I like the country vibe, or more country vibe to it. But Tracy Chapman wrote a beautiful song. Yeah.
I mean, I assume he wrote it. He was the first to put it out, as far as I know.
Fantastic song. Not knocking at all. It's just I prefer the country vibe personally. But I'd listen to either version. If you were playing, if you were playing the Tracy Chapman version, I wouldn't say, "Oh my gosh, turn on the Luke Combs version,"
right?
Or vice versa. But it's just I prefer the Luke Combs version.
I used to listen to the Tracy Chapman version, and then I kind of forgotten about the song, and then I think it was during COVID. It might have been a little bit since then, but Luke Combs put out his cover, it was either in a YouTube video or a TikTok. I think it was in a YouTube video that I saw it, and that made me go listen to the Tracy Chapman version again. And since there wasn't a Luke Combs version on Apple Music, I would just listen to the Tracy Chapman version because I loved the lyrics in the song so much. But now that this Luke Combs version's out, I'm so excited that he added this on his album. So, yeah, even though it's a cover, probably my favorite song on the album. Alright, Tattoo on a Sunburn. I really like this song. I like the story. Great lyrics. I compared it in my notes to Sand in My Boots by Morgan Wallen, which I love that song. But this song, the stories are very similar, about a beach trip where you find a girl type thing. Very similar stories. This is another one that's probably a top 5 on my list. I really like this song.
Yeah. I like the song. I don't like it as much as JJ does. This would probably be in your top 5.
Probably.
It would not be in my top 5, but I listen to it because it's not one of the 2 that I skip. Yeah, that's a good song.
5 Leaf Clover. This is where we kind of go the other way. I said upbeat, good bop, but I had bop in lower cases this time. Not my favorite, but I still do think it's a good song.
It's hard for me to use bop in country music. Not that there's not great songs in country music. I just think of bop as more of a pop term, but
yeah, but I guess upbeat, kind of rock.
I know what you mean by
rocky,
bop.
kind of
I know what you
upbeat.
mean by
Yeah.
bop.
Okay.
But yeah, no. This one is my second favorite on the album. Had this not been the single or one of the singles, it probably would have been my first. Because I think I enjoyed this one more the first time I listened to it than Where the Wild Things Are. But it's just such a well written song, and I love the music in the song. It just like, it's one of those songs that like, it did something for me that a song hasn't really done before, and that's like reminded me, that wasn't a Christian song at least, that's like reminded me like of how lucky I am and everything that like I've been given and that I take for granted, and that I really should like take a step back and remind myself like how lucky that I am. And it just really, really good song and does a lot for me. So I love this song.
Yeah.
I listen to it all the time.
Like I said, I think it's a really good song. It's not that I don't know, the relatability's not really there for me, but yeah, I think it's a good song, but it wouldn't be a favorite of mine. But kind of how you feel about Tattoo on a Sunburn, I feel about this one.
Yeah.
Fox in the Henhouse.
This is the best music on the album. It's got that rock tone.
And the lyrics are very good, very high up there, and that's what, in my opinion, makes the song probably a top 5 on my list.
It's just so fun to listen to, man.
Yeah.
It's fun.
There's a fox. We've been walking around the apartment going, "There's a fox."
Yeah.
Except we do it a little bit better than that, but
yeah, but no, like this is the song where like, you know,
there's
obviously
a fox
I don't
in
have
the hen house.
I don't have the vocal range that Luke Combs does, but I still try it in my car in my shower. It's just
or
so
walking
fun.
around the apartment.
The before he goes into the last chorus, when you hear the organ play and it goes into the guitar, awesome guitar riff. You got some slide guitar throughout the song. Great opening riff.
Yeah, I love the opening.
Adds a harmony line to the riff. Very, 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 very good song all the way around. Top 5 for me.
Me
Love
too.
this song.
Music great, lyrics great, imagery great. You know, I don't know if he meant. I didn't mean to cut you off, but like, I don't know if he meant it this way, but I kind of, and I assume it did, is kind of getting rid of the bad parts of you, or getting rid of like say in a group a bad member or something. I don't know if that's how he meant it, but that's kind of how I took it, imagery wise.
I saw it as getting rid of like somebody in your life who's like not good for you or something.
Either that or bad parts of your life.
It would be really funny if it was about a fox.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in a way, it is true. You've got to, if there's a fox in your hen house, you got to get out.
With that being said, it's not a song you have to think about so much to enjoy. We're kind of like, I don't think we're overthinking it. But we are reviewing the album, so we're going to put a little more thought into it than if we were just at face value.
Right.
But, like, just a fun song to listen to.
All right, the last song of the album, I think it's a great end to the album. Yeah. If you're listening to it sequentially, it's a great end. But the part, so I'm kind of still contemplating how deep I want to go, and I'm going to just stay pretty shallow here. But it really summarizes kind of where I'm at in life, kind of everything, how fast everything can change and just stuff like that. Just kind of stuff that you don't think about growing up when you're like, oh, I want to graduate and get out and all this. It's kind of some stuff you don't think about now that you're in college and then looking into the next stage of life. But I love it so much. This is probably the one song that would have competition with Fast Car. I'd probably put this one 2, but it changed. It's close. But yeah, just kind of really summarizes kind of where I'm at in life. So very relatable for me, which, as I said many times earlier, kind of puts it on a kind of vaults it up the list in my opinion.
For me, it wasn't as relatable in the sense that when I listen to it, I pick up more of like Luke Combs, just like talking about his
is obviously what it is,
own life, and talking about like being a famous musician and like there's all the great stuff that comes with it, but there's the parts that you don't really hear about that make it tough.
Yeah.
And it's not a song I relate to, but it's a song like "Man, I Feel For You" type of thing. But still, it's a great song though.
Great song.
I just I don't have it as high as JJ does.
Yeah, I love the song. Like I said, I do find a good bit of relatability to it, but
number 1 is "Where the Wild Things Are." Number 2 is 5 Leaf Clover. Number 3 is "Fast Car." Number 4 is "See Me Now," and I think number 5 is going to be. I'm gonna say it's a tie between the Beer, the Band, and the Barstool, and Still for number 5.
So since we're apparently
no, sorry, no, take that back. It's neither one of those. It's Fox and the Henhouse.
Yeah,
sorry. My fault.
Since we are apparently giving our top 5 now,
I feel like we should because we said top 5 a lot.
Yeah. Now I gotta actually make these in my top 5. 1 is Still Fast Car. 2 is The Part. 3 would probably be.
Say it.
The Beer, the Band, the Barstool.
You didn't say it.
4, I'd have probably See Me Now, and then 5, Take You With Me.
So we had 2.
Yeah, I know there is one that I said is probably in my top 5 that I just left out.
Fox in the Henhouse.
Fox in the Henhouse, Tattoo on a Sunburn, and there's one more that I was looking at that I'm like, Hannah Ford Road. Those 3 I probably all said earlier that were probably in my top 5, and honestly, 4 or 5 on days probably would change out.
I'm marking it down to an 8.5 just because of Hannah Ford Road and 40 Back.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I just didn't like those 2 songs that much, but the rest of the album was incredible. And just to put it into perspective, I had on my top 10 artist list, I had Fall Out Boy in the top 10, and they also released an album that same weekend, and it was great, but not as good as Luke Combs' new album. So, yeah, this is a very good album. 8.5, I think, is a very great score for an album.
I have it very high. Out of 10, I would give it a 9.5. One of the best country albums lately. About the only one might be. Well, I'm not going to say the only one, but one of the latest one that I can remember that I would say might hold a candle to this is Dangerous by Morgan Wallen. Not this last album, the one before that. But, yeah, this album, great album.
Best
9.5. Yeah, I would say.
To me, this is the best country music album we've had since The Storyteller by Carrie Underwood, which was 2015.
Yep, 2015.
And it might be better than that album. I just haven't listened to it in a long time.
I would definitely put this above Storyteller.
You would? I'd have to re-listen to Storyteller, but
Storyteller's not even probably a top 3 Carrie Underwood album in my opinion.
Really?
But
I loved that album.
I still like it, but
so good.
But probably not a top 3 Carrie Underwood in my opinion.
In my opinion, just in new country music in general, this is the best album we've had since then.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue it's definitely one of the best. Especially when you look at the entire album being great. Yes. It's definitely one of the best. So just kind of talking about Luke Combs, his career in general. We both kind of loved the first album. The first album
and the EP.
Both. But you had songs like Hurricane. You had songs like Beautiful Crazy.
When It Rains, It Pours.
When It Rains, It Pours. Houston, We Got a Problem is one that I love on this album. That's, I guess I technically call it a deep cut. She got the best of me. Oh, One Number Away too. I just accidentally clicked that one, and I love that song. So many good ones on that first album.
Yep.
Second album, What You Seeing, Always What You Get. I didn't really like this album, honestly, and that's when Luke Combs kind of started slipping for me.
This is, for me, I like it more than JJ does, I think, based on our conversations.
Yeah.
Growing Up is when he started to slip off.
Yeah.
Completely for me.
Growing Up was not my favorite, but I did like it better than the second one. But it was still not my favorite, and as you can see in our top 10 video, I don't even think I had him in my honorable mentions.
I had him in my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I knew you did. But now after this one, he's easily top 10. Probably firmly in like the 4 or 5 range for me.
I'd have him 6 or 7. But.
And if you saw He might be a little further down for me, but he'd be solidly in the top 10.
Yeah, we can agree on that.
And if you saw my list in that video, you would know I had Morgan Wallen 1, and after his last album, that last album, the most recent album, that video was shot before that album came out,
and this album.
But
just
he would have calmed way down.
Just to put this into perspective, since he mentioned Morgan Wallen, I can't stand Morgan Wallen in the slightest. I don't like new country for the most part in general. He has one good song and it's a cover. It's Cover Me Up. That's his one good song in my opinion. So I'm sorry to Morgan Wallen fans out there. I just think he sucks. So I
do. I was very, very high on Morgan Wallen, as you can see in my video, and that has come down after the.
I was shocked to hear
that has come down after the very disappointment of the newest album. But when you release 36 songs on an album, it's very hard. But I think there's 2 that made it into my rotation. 2 for 36 is not very good percentage. But yeah, so that's kind of all we have for Unnamed Music Show.
The thing about the Next Topic Media Group is that we all have very different music tastes. We have some intertwining. If you see watch our top 10 artist video, you'll see that.
I'm the most isolated out of everybody, but
that is true.
That's how it is in most lists if you watch that.
I'm the only other person in the group who listens to country music.
At all.
So, and not close to the level Jay does. But we have guys who like pop, we have guys that like rap, we have guys that like country, we have guys that like rock, we have guys that like anime music. Not us.
Neither of us will ever be in an anime music review, but if there are actually people out there that would watch that, we have people.
You might want to rephrase that.
No, I'm taking shots at the anime community.
There are actually people who want to watch. Oh gosh, okay, I'll keep that in. But there are tons of different music tastes in the group, so there's definitely going to be a lot of different genres here. So if there's a specific genre you like, let us know. And if not, watch the future videos. Maybe you'll find something new you like.
Yeah, maybe you will. So yeah, subscribe here. Like we said, we need a new camera, so the more subscribers, the better. Subscribe to the Next Topic Sports channel.
They'll be up here
somewhere. You'll be seeing a lot more on there. Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.